Have you ever looked at your life, at where you are right now, and wondered, is this it? Is this all I'm meant to be? Maybe you've been told that your starting point will be your finish line. Maybe the world has tried to convince you that where you come from dictates where you'll go. But I'm here to tell you, that's a lie. Your past does not define your future. The new American dream is not a tale of privilege or luck. It's a story of transformation, grit, and relentless belief in possibility. And no matter where you start, you can be the one to rewrite your story. We live in a time when the old rules don't apply. The dream that once seemed reserved for a select few, the one built on pedigrees and family connections, is now available to all who dare to dream, who dare to hustle, who dare to build. The new American dream is not about what you inherit, but about what you create. It's the dream that starts with a single step. Even if that step is in the back of a delivery truck, or behind the counter at a fast food joint, or cleaning floors at a corporate office. It's the dream that believes in you long before anyone else does. And it's a dream that doesn't care about your circumstances, your failures, or your struggles. It only cares about your willingness to rise, to believe that you are more than the sum of your setbacks. This dream is yours to build. Because the truth is, no matter where you begin, where you end up is entirely up to you. There was a time, not too long ago, when the American dream was a postcard image. A neatly trimmed lawn, a two-car garage, a white picket fence framing a perfect little house nestled in a perfect little neighborhood. That dream, while noble in its simplicity, was based on a singular idea of success, one defined by conformity, by fitting into a system, by climbing a corporate ladder that someone else built. But if you look around now, really open your eyes to the world we live in today, you'll see that that version of the dream has shifted. It had to. Because the world changed. And so did we. Today's American dream is not about uniformity. It's not about how well you blend in. It's about how boldly you stand out. It's about how deeply you believe in your own possibility, even when no one else does, especially when no one else does. It's about starting from the bottom, not with shame, but with grit. It's about flipping the narrative from why me to why not me. This new dream isn't something that lives in a bank account. It's not a job title. It's not a corner office. It's a calling. It's that voice in the dark that says, you've got more in you. It's the refusal to stay stuck where life dropped you off. It's realizing that you don't need permission to want more purpose, more impact, more meaning. Because you were born enough. You were born worthy. You were born for more. And now, we are seeing that unfold in real time. We're watching people who used to be invisible. The janitors, the drivers, the warehouse workers stand up and build something out of nothing. They are showing us that this dream doesn't require an Ivy League degree or a six-figure inheritance. It requires belief. The kind of belief that keeps you going when there's no applause, no recognition, and no safety net. Let me tell you something I know for sure: your dream doesn't need to look like anyone else's. It doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. And the most powerful, most revolutionary thing you can do in this life is to claim it, own it, chase it. Because the new American dream isn't about fitting into a system. It's about building your own and the blueprint. It's written in late nights, early mornings, missed calls, broken routines, quiet courage, and the kind of resilience they don't teach in school. That's the dream now, not handed down, not borrowed, but built from the dust, from the doubt, from the dead ends, from the dreams nobody believed in but you. There's a lie we've all been told at some point in our lives. It's the one that says where you come from, your zip code, your background, your family, your failures will determine how far you'll go. That if you didn't get a head start in life, you should expect to stay behind. That if you begin in the shadows, you'll never make it to the spotlight. But let me tell you something: your beginnings may explain you, but they do not define you. We're living in a moment in history where people are rewriting the narrative. Not just tweaking it, not just adjusting it, but tearing it up and writing a brand new story. And it starts in the most unlikely places. It starts in the cab of a truck, on the floor of a warehouse, behind the wheel of a delivery van. It starts with calloused hands, tired feet, in a dream so big that it refuses to stay quiet, even when the world tells you to stay small. I have seen it. I have felt it. that fire that refuses to go out even on the darkest days. The truth is, every final destination starts with a step, just one. And often, that first step is not taken from a grand stage or a glowing spotlight. It's taken from a forgotten place, a place that doesn't make the highlight reels, a place where dreams are more of a whisper than a roar. But even the smallest voice matters, especially when it's yours. See, the world may not hand you a map. It may not give you a mentor. It may not even open a single door. But that doesn't mean you don't have somewhere to go. The path may not be lit, but your soul knows the way. And every time you show up, every time you try again, every time you choose to believe that your current circumstances do not determine your capacity, you are building the road forward. Do you know what's more powerful than talent? Consistency. You know what's more powerful than privilege? Persistence. You know what's more powerful than a head start? A heart that refuses to quit. And that's what this new dream is made of. Not shortcuts, not favors, but the kind of tenacity that turns a low-wage job into a launching pad, that transforms a routine delivery route into a masterclass in leadership, that elevates ordinary moments into extraordinary preparation. There are some lessons you only learn when you start from the bottom. Humility, patience, work ethic, the ability to endure, the willingness to serve. These are not weaknesses. These are superpowers. They become part of your foundation. The bricks you lay one by one while no one is watching. And those bricks, laid in sweat and silence, become the very thing that supports you when the world finally takes notice. I want you to hear this: your past is not a prison. Your roots are not your limit. The obstacles you faced, the rejection, the nights you cried in secret, the days you worked 2 jobs and still came home broke. They are not stains on your story. They are your strength. They are proof that you were tested and you did not break. And the higher you rise, the more you realize it's not about where you started. It's about how you grew, what you learned, who you became. Because people will see your success and they'll say, "You're lucky." But they don't know about the days you showed up anyway. They don't know about the times you worked in silence while others got credit. They don't know about the nights you drove home with tears in your eyes, asking the universe if this grind would ever be worth it. But now, standing on the other side, or climbing your way toward it, you get to say, "I did not wait for the world to see me. I saw myself first. I believed in the promise of my own becoming. And I kept walking." From the outside, it may look like a miracle. From the inside, it's just another chapter in a story you kept writing, even when you didn't have all the words yet. I think about all the people still sitting in jobs where they are overlooked, still clocking in every day to places that don't value their voice. I want them to know this isn't the end of your story. This isn't all there is. There's more for you, not because someone told you so, but because something deep inside you knows it to be true. You are not stuck. You are becoming. And the beautiful thing about the new American dream is that it has room for late bloomers, for reinvention, for second and third and 10th chances. It says, you don't need the perfect resume. You don't need someone to pick you. You can choose yourself. You can build something from nothing, not in spite of where you started, but because of it. Because starting small doesn't mean thinking small. It means you know how to grow. It means you know how to listen, how to learn, how to adapt. And when the time comes, how to lead. Your first job does not define your last. Your worst day does not erase your worth. And your lowest moment does not diminish your highest calling. So don't let where you started keep you from going where you're meant to go. The delivery van may be the beginning, but it is not the boundary. The grind may be hard, but it's not the whole story. There's a destination with your name on it, and no map, no system, no statistic can stop you from reaching it if you just keep walking. Not perfectly, but faithfully. Not without fear, but full of fire. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not even this year, you'll look back and realize that your starting point wasn't a limitation. It was your launch pad. You don't need a silver spoon when you have a sense of purpose. Privilege may open doors, but purpose builds new ones. It creates paths where none existed, bridges gaps no way some could cross, and ignites a fire that keeps burning long after the applause fades. Privilege is inherited, but purpose is earned. It's fought for in the quiet moments when nobody is watching. It's the reason you get back up when you've been told no for the 5th time. It's what keeps you pushing when the odds are stacked, when the lights go out, when the road ahead is long and lonely. Purpose makes the grind worth it. Because when you know why you're doing something, not for the money, not for the status, not for the spotlight, but for the meaning, the mission, the calling deep inside you, then nothing can stop you. You don't chase titles. You create impact. You don't wait for someone to hand you a role. You live out your role fully and boldly. Every single day, the world is full of people with privilege who never move, never risk, never rise. But those driven by purpose, they break limits. They change lives. They build companies, communities, and legacies out of the very dust they were told they'd never rise from. Purpose doesn't make the journey easier. It makes it worth it, it tells you. You matter. Your work matters. And even if no one sees it right now, the world will feel it. Because when you work with purpose, success isn't just about how high you climb, it's about how far your impact reaches. Working hard is admirable, but working with heart, that's unstoppable. Hustle alone can get you through the day, but heart gives you a reason to keep going even when the road gets rough. And let's be honest, the road always gets rough. We live in a world that glorifies business, where everyone's racing toward the next big thing. But the people truly living the new American dream aren't just chasing money. They're building something that matters. Their hustle is powered by something deeper. It's not just about clocking in and grinding it out. It's about building a life aligned with their values, their dreams, their truth. When hustle meets heart, work becomes more than survival. It becomes purpose. It becomes a legacy. It means showing up when you're tired, but still choosing to serve with kindness. It means giving your all to something that speaks to your soul, not just your schedule. That's the difference between success and significance. One fades, the other echoes. So yes, hustle, work hard, but let your heart lead, because that's where real transformation begins. Once upon a time, opportunity lived behind closed doors, guarded by gatekeepers, locked behind degrees, connections, or wealth. But now a smartphone and a Wi-Fi signal can change your life. In this new age, technology has given voice to the voiceless, tools to the overlooked, and access to those who were never invited in. You can build a brand from your bedroom. Start a business from the back of your car. Share your story with the world from a coffee shop corner. You don't need a boardroom to make moves. You just need the courage to start. Because the internet doesn't ask where you're from. It asks what you're bringing to the table. This is the era where the underdog has power, where talent doesn't need a stage, just a platform, where ideas speak louder than pedigrees. And when you combine that with grit, resilience, there's no limit to what you can build. The future doesn't belong to the most connected. It belongs to the most committed. Failure used to feel like the end of the road, like a dead end, a signal to turn back. But not anymore. Today, we're learning that failure isn't a verdict, it's a lesson. Rejection isn't a wall, it's a redirection. Some of the most powerful stories begin with a no. The kind that breaks your heart, humbles your pride, and tests your faith. But the dreamers of this new era, they don't let failure define them. They use it. They gather strength in the rubble, wisdom in the ruins. They rise stronger because they fell. Each mistake teaches resilience. Each closed door sharpens your vision. And eventually you learn the path isn't broken. It's just being built beneath your feet, one setback at a time. Because every no brings you closer to the yes that changes everything. And failure, it's not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Real leadership doesn't come with a corner office or a nameplate on a door. It comes from how you carry yourself when no one's watching. It's in how you treat people, how you handle pressure, how you rise after being knocked down. The most powerful leaders aren't always the loudest. They're the ones who listen, who serve, who remember what it felt like to be overlooked, and choose to lift others instead of climbing over them. You don't need fancy words or a degree to lead. You need clarity of purpose, the courage to make hard choices, and the strength to stay humble as you grow. Because leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of what's in your charge. Whether that's a team, a company, or just your own journey. The ones who came from the ground up, they lead differently because they know what it means to build something, not just inherit it. The jobs that don't come with applause, the ones done in silence behind the scenes, before the sun rises or long after it sets. Those are the jobs that shape character. They teach discipline. They teach respect. They teach you how to serve before you lead. There is no shame in starting with your hands full of sweat and your name unknown. In fact, those are the jobs that teach the most important lessons. How to show up, how to be dependable, how to find pride in doing something well, even when no one is watching. Because it's in those quiet, humble beginnings that leaders are formed. Not by status, but by substance. Not by power, but by perseverance. And when you do rise, when you make it to the next level, you carry that dignity with you. It keeps you grounded. It reminds you to treat everyone with kindness because you remember what it felt like to be unseen. So yes, there is dignity in every role because every role has value, especially the ones that remind us who we are and who we never want to forget to be. Immunity matters. No one climbs alone. Behind every success story is a village, even if it's just one person who believed when you didn't. And when you rise, truly rise, the most beautiful thing you can do is reach back and lift someone else with you. This new American dream isn't about individual glory. It's about collective growth. It's about building bridges, not just building brands. It's about using your platform, your progress, your power to open doors for others. Because legacy isn't what you leave behind. It's who you bring with you. The truth is, when you pour into others, your success multiplies. It becomes more meaningful, more complete. The journey feels fuller when you know you didn't just make it, you made a way for someone else too. So look around, celebrate your wins, but also ask, who can I help up next? That's how we keep the dream alive, not by standing alone at the top, but by creating a table big enough for everyone to eat. This dream isn't something you can purchase, inherit, or stumble upon by chance. It's something you create from the ground up through hard work, persistence, and a heart full of purpose. The new American dream is not handed out, it's earned. With blood, sweat, and a whole lot of belief in yourself. It doesn't matter where you start, how many mistakes you make along the way, or how long it takes. What matters is that you keep building. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You don't wait for someone to say you're ready. You take what you've got and you turn it into something great. The dream is built on your ability to rise, to get back up, to learn, to keep pushing forward, even when the world is telling you no. And when you finally stand on top of what you've built, you won't just see the success. You'll see the journey. You'll see the lessons learned, the sacrifices made, and the person you became along the way. This dream isn't about finding a shortcut. It's about choosing to go the long way and knowing that every step is a victory in itself. Because when you build your dream, you don't just reach the top. You make the whole climb worth it. So, I want you to remember this. The new American dream doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't ask if you're ready or qualified. It simply says you are worthy, you are capable. And your time is now. The old ways of thinking, that success is for the privileged, the lucky, the elite, are being shattered every single day by people just like you. People who are starting with nothing but a vision, a work ethic, and an unshakable belief that they can create something extraordinary. Today, your circumstances don't define your capacity. The obstacles in front of you are not barriers. They are stepping stones. The job you hold, the setbacks you've faced, the struggles you've overcome, they're all part of your story. And your story is far from over. It's just getting started. No matter where you are or where you've come from, you have everything you need to make your dream a reality. Your hustle is your power. Your heart is your compass. And when you align those two, nothing in this world can stop you. So stand tall. Claim your space. Believe in your journey, because the new American dream is yours to build. And when you do, you will not just change your life, you'll change the world.